With gloves and protection on, will help Neil.
Hello, Hello, Mr.
Hello there. How are you?
Are you doing things that you shouldn't be doing?
No, not at all.
We hope
Christmas
you
Day,
are.
everything's closed. What are you going to do?
So this is where we need your help. So I'm not sure. So have you all had a very good Christmas? Where are you, Sandra? We're in a very damp, moist. Moist. Manchester. Right, before we forget, so just before Christmas, we got a couple of things to say thank you to. So do you want to do the first one, Sandra?
So, a great big thank you to Bonnie for sending over a coffee. So, very kind of you. And also...
Hang on. We've got to say a big shout out to who? It's not Bob the builder.
So we are giving a shout out today to Sam the plumber.
Sam the plumber, can he fix it? Sam the plumber, yes he can. If you need anything fixing, who are you going to call?
Sam the
plumber.
Do
Yeah.
you know where Sam lives?
No idea.
Hope it's near you.
I don't know. Go on, and then we've got a super thanks as well sent over from Yvonne Fiona.
Yvonne Fiona?
Yeah.
Okay.
Something like that. So
Sorry, that's a bit...
I
can't read Neil's writing, apologies.
That came up as a YouTube name. Right. So
Thank you. Very kind.
we're going to have a chat in a bit about something that we're going to possibly do on New Year's Eve, and we need your help. So please keep watching, and we're going to go and visit a helicopter very soon in a minute, aren't we? But we just thought we'd bring you into the garden to show you some progress of. It doesn't really matter. We could have left this, to be honest. But down here where Sandra is now, so here you'll notice a lot of sawdust. If you remember, we had a massive big log pile here, huge big log pile.
Really, this is the patio.
Yeah, believe it or believe it not, there is a patio underneath here. It needs jet washing.
We'll tidy it up.
Yeah, it needs jet washing. There's a big patio here, so we've moved everything because we were having a big sort up, and got it back onto where we used to have a what was it? A garden tool shed used to be there, which we gifted to a local school. But come and show you wood stacking, Sandra. But what we also did was we've managed now. Look at this, it's impressive now, isn't it?
Yeah, so I'm officially the wood stacker in the partnership. So yeah, so I managed to fit all of the wood that was down there. So with gloves and protection on, will help Neil.
What did I have out?
The wood. You had your chopper out.
I had my chopper out, my chainsaw out.
Chainsaw. So still I've got all my fingers and toes, thankfully. But yeah, and then we stacked it all in here.
So obviously,
all tidied up.
But prior to that, what Sandra didn't see was during the week, I'd be moving all the wood out of here into separate piles, into big wood and little wood. So we managed to empty that, didn't we? And decant it. And now...
So I did help you stack some at the top as well. You seem to have forgotten that.
One wheelbarrow.
Did more than that.
You've got no idea how much I love you. What?
I'm a funny turn, Neil.
It's a sherry. Sandra the other night I turned around and I said to Sandra, where's my sherry? This was a couple of nights before Christmas, wasn't it? Oh, just don't even go there. The old bottle nearly enough ended gone by the end of the night, isn't it?
Well, that's not my fault. We give you a generous glass being nearly Christmas, and you know, it's too much. And then I got up the next morning, and what was left? Wasn't me.
Still having an effect on me. Sherry, I don't drink sherry. Fortified wine. Anyway. So yeah, so there will probably, all being well, fingers crossed, be some wood left over for the new occupant of the house. But technically speaking, this, if we were still living here, there's enough here going into next winter, so we would be during the summer be now looking to replenish the wood for winter 2024-2025, but we're not, but we're chopped up. And here's Rasha. You've been really annoyed by the squirrels, haven't you, Rasha? So Rasha's on squirrel watching. She gets very frustrated by the squirrels, don't you, Rash? Right, so I think what we're going to do now, we're going to go and find a helicopter, because I need to show. I didn't realise Sandra doesn't know about the helicopter. We have a helicopter in Timpley Village. Those that know will know. Oh, it's starting to rain again. Oh, it's just miserable, this, Sandra. Miserable. Well, I've got me fit-fill furry boots on. Super comfortable, super waterproof. Right, so we're back in Timpley. And in the wonderful world of Frank Sidebottom when he was alive, he called this little park, did you call them parks where you are? Recs, recreation ground, the Rec, Timpley Rec.
Charlton, it was Charlton Rec.
Yeah, Recs. So he called this the helicopter park. And there's a little car park there called the helicopter car park. Anyway, because in Timpley we have a helicopter. But it originally had 3 spinny things on its 3 blades, and then it went down to 2, but the blades are all missing. Where have the blades gone, Sandra? There was 2 blades on it.
Looks like it needs some TLC all round to me.
I got this painted. I got photographs of me when I was a councillor getting this all painted. Yeah, but look here. You go on, jump in, Sandra. Oh, it's a bit wet in it. Look, you can sit here. You can grab your handle. You can pretend you're flying. You can climb on things. Do you remember the big slides in like the 1970s and the 60s? Massive, great big slides. You go up and none of this rubber matting. But yeah, look, there's a Timpley helicopter. Where's the blades gone? Yeah, back in the day. Oh, Sanders having a thing. Yeah, that's not a proper seesaw. You used to have a proper seesaw. You used to give the bumps. Do you remember the big seesaws when you went on and 2 of you went on one end and you forced your way down and the person at the other end went up in the air? You landed flat on the base of your arse. Called the bumps.
My brothers used to do that with me.
Yeah, really vicious.
Do you want a seesaw with me?
No, because I'm on a children's park and I'm a respectable businessman. I used to be a councillor. I don't want to be seen on a...
Go on,
no.
I dare you.
Come on, we need to go. Right, so yeah, so does Timpley have its own helicopter? Look at that! Well, I can't believe the blade's missing off it.
I would have loved that when I was little.
Yeah. Do you remember the witch's hat? Kids nowadays, they're all covered in cotton wool. No danger. Hey? Yeah, well, my children used to play and climb trees. I've got a picture of me up in trees, climbing trees.
My poor Hannah, when she was about 5, she was told she wasn't allowed to climb on a wall at school that was about that high in case she fell off. It's ridiculous.
They banned conkers in some schools. Right, there's a reason why we're in Timpley on a very wet. It's mild, isn't it? Actually, it stopped raining.
It rained all morning, didn't it?
Yeah, so it's going to nip into a couple of places. We'll try and explain when we get home what our plans are. It's going to be, it's going to be time to derobe Frank very soon as well, isn't it? We need to bring a comrade out to do this. Oh, come on, Sandra, the lights are on. We're on a bleepy. We're on a bleep. Right, nip into the co-op next. Going to have a look if it's open at the top there. So, again, keep watching to know why we're out and what we've got in the bag. Because we're going to need. If you're of a certain age, we're going to be needing your help with our plan. We've got a plan, haven't we, Sandra?
Well, you have.
I have. Simply, we've got fresh farm foods here. This is a proper sort of greengrocers, but they sell a menagerie of other items as well. So Sandra's just going to grab in a couple of bits and bobs, but this has been here for many years. Well, proper corner shop, just like they used. We're in Timpley Village, and there's 2 Grinchies randomly in the village at the moment, which I do believe I actually know one of them. Sandra, I think one of them's Graham. Did you know that?
Mr. Graham?
So there is a real Grinch in Timpley Village. Hello, Mr.
Hello there. How are you?
Are you doing things that you shouldn't be doing?
No, not at all.
We hope you are. Right, let's go over the road. Right, very random. There's 2 of them in the middle of the village. I'm trying to get out of here and not be run over. Hey, they're hanging around in the village, Sandra, and they're after Christmas as well. What's happening?
He's trying to steal Christmas, I think.
Maybe the Grinch of New Year. Right, So I've got a shopping bag. The one thing that we've not had this festive break, the chestnuts, sweet chestnuts. We can't find any, can we?
Nope.
There's been no chestnuts in any shops anywhere at all. Right, let's get home. How was your Christmas day, Sandra?
It was really good.
How was your Christmas dinner?
Nice to have you home, dear.
You've got no idea how much I love you, Sandra. Not got any idea at all. I'm going to be kind. I'm going to be kind to you for the rest of this year. You've got a couple of days left. You've got no idea how much I love you, Sandra. I'm not going to be awful to you. You've not got a clue how much, Sandra. Right, so we've so we've been reflecting on Christmas past, but keep watching, please keep watching, because we're going to do another couple of little notes about something that we need your help with that we're planning on doing in a couple of days' time. So we were talking about
old traditions.
Yeah. And one of them, I don't know where this came from. So this year, we've had a Christmas pudding, which has been very unusual.
I used to always make a Christmas pudding, but when I married Neil, unfortunately, none of Neil's family liked Christmas pudding.
My mum loved Christmas pudding. My mum used to always make Christmas pudding.
Well,
everybody
sadly, your mum can't share Christmas pudding anyway. But anyway, so I stopped making it because I can't make Christmas. There's only me eating it. Anyway, for a special treat, Neil's actually got a Christmas pudding. So we were chatting.
Those of a certain age, when you had Christmas pudding on Christmas Day, especially when you were little,
and Mum remembers this, of course.
Did you used to have a tanner? Now, not everybody's going to remember what a tanner is. A tanner in your Christmas pudding, a sixpence, which in today's money was worth 2.5 pence. So you used to have a silver sixpence in your Christmas pudding.
We did.
And Sandra said her mum allegedly used to put these things in the Christmas pudding mix.
Oh yeah,
but we didn't.
Stir it in, yeah.
Yeah. So is that a thing? But we didn't do that. So we used to have a sixpence used to get put in, so everybody got a sixpence. If you put it into the mix, somebody could have.
No, because we were a family of 6, and one person was lucky to get the sixpence. That was it.
You only had one sixpence.
Yeah.
Oh no, we had. No, we all.
That was the lucky bit, was getting the sixpence.
Oh right. Oh no, we all got a sixpence.
Decadence.
Right.
So how about for you guys?
No, hang on a moment.
No, seriously. Comment whether everyone got a sixpence or only the lucky one got a sixpence. Carry on.
Right, so everybody in our house got a sixpence.
No.
Which was going to explain why I'm going to come on to something else in a moment, how this tradition carried on. But when I was little, I don't know, I can remember being about 3 or 4 years old. Every Christmas Day, because we all got a sixpence, my dad used to always pretend he'd bitten his sixpence and cracked his tooth. And by the time I got to 8, go on, Dad, you're going to pretend you got a Christmas pudding with a sixpence, and you're going to pretend to crack your tooth. So my dad did that. But because I'm of a certain age, decimalisation came in. So we still had sixpences left over.
Before you go on to that, the trick my dad used, it wasn't particularly a Christmas trick, but the trick my dad many times, but it did make us laugh many times, is he'd wait till we weren't looking, turned his boiled egg over, and then pretended to crack the boiled egg and there was nothing inside, and go, ah! And then we used to think that was funny when we were little.
Did you ever blow an egg? So you put a little pinprick in each hole?
My granddad did, yeah.
And then fill in with jelly?
Not with jelly, but my granddad used to blow out the yolk and egg, and then we used to paint them for Easter.
No, he used to blow them out. I did it with Simon and Michael. We actually gave them jelly eggs once. They thought they got boiled eggs. They cracked an egg open. It was a jelly. People don't. Anyway. So
back to Christmas.
Coming back to Christmas and Christmas pudding. So as the sixpences ended up sort of fading out because decimalisation happened, we then ended up with trinkets.
And I think I do remember the trinkets as well.
So again, these didn't go into the mix because everybody got given a trinket. So I've only clogged on here 60 years later. I thought this was all random, but it wasn't. My mum cheated. So at the bottom of the Christmas pudding, or in the Christmas pudding, mum would put in these trinkets. And believe it or believe it not, I've ordered some trinkets.
Exciting. So next year, all being well, we'll have Mum with us so we can make a proper Christmas pudding.
I've found some online.
With proper trinkets.
So
Exciting.
I've only 60 years later on. So the highlight. So when I'm now 8 or 9, let's say, is we're gonna get a silver trinket, a little shiny silvery object. But each trinket had a meaning. But guess what my dad used to do? Come on, Sandra, have a guess what my dad used to do.
Let me guess. Did he go, I've broken my tooth?
Yeah, I've got a trinket, I've bitten it. And I think I got to age 11, and Christmas morning, I'm just going to go, Dad, don't pretend you've cracked a tooth, will you please? But there was a number of trinkets, and they all had meanings, didn't they? So there was a little coin, a button, a bell, a boot, a thimble, horseshoe, and each of the little trinkets would give you a little hint of your fortune for next year, wouldn't they? Can you remember what they were?
Some of them. So the button was you were going to stay a bachelor for another year.
Mm-hmm.
There was one of them. The bell, you might be getting married or coming into money.
Well, in your case, you could become a bell ringer.
If I'm allowed.
Oh, okay, we'll see.
Not later, anyway. Midnight mass. God, is it really new? No, that'd be later. Anyway, later. Well, yeah, if you're going to be travelling, you might get a boot.
Yeah, a little silver boot was in that little list, wasn't there? And a thimble. What would the thimble be?
The thimble meant you were going to have to be thrifty for another year.
Yeah, very, very thrifty. So
that's just a few of them, isn't it? Yeah. So yeah. Was there a lucky horseshoe? Was one?
Yeah, horseshoe. I'm sure I just mentioned that.
All right.
And then those of a certain age, when you had an advent calendar that you started off on your 25 days of Christmas, but you had your windows and there was no chocolates inside. There'd be like a Christmas tree or a little picture, wasn't there, that illustrated? And then Christmas Day there'd be like a picture of Jesus in his manger with Joseph and Mary looking down on him and adoring him, with a Christmas star on it. Yeah. But it was magical, wasn't it?
Every year my grandma used to get me one of those proper advent calendars with a little window and a little picture inside.
Yeah.
And then as I got older, the chocolate ones came out, but I never got a chocolate one. I never got the ones with pictures.
No, but the problem with the chocolate ones, so we got Lucy, my daughter, we bought her one last year, and Caden, and she scoffed hers on the first day because she knew there was chocolate in. Now, if they didn't have chocolate in it, it was a picture of a Christmas tree, I bet she wouldn't have scoffed it all in one go. And then it was really hard finding the numbers. You remember you had to find the numbers. You were like really tiny and everything. Wasn't
Indeed, it was.
And then Christmas Day as a little boy, so we had a stocking. But it wasn't a stocking, it was more like what you call a football sock. Like a knee-length sock. And it primarily consisted of a walnut. I don't know why there's a walnut in mine. It's a tangerine or two. And I often had a torch. And there would always be an annual. So do you remember Topper and Beano and Dandy and things like that?
How did you get an annual into a sock?
No, it was under the stocking was on top of the annual. And the reason for that was my mum's psychology, because you were really hyper. Because you didn't fall asleep till like 3 o'clock in the morning, and then you were up listening for Father Christmas because he was real. So you were really excited, and then when you heard that, it's Father Christmas, and then it'd be Mum, you asleep, are Neil? And Neil, are you asleep? And you really tried to get to sleep. You were really, 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 you needed to go to sleep before Father Christmas would come, but you couldn't because you knew the door was going to go.
I'll tell you a funny story about one of my brothers.
Go on.
So my parents, bless them, they used to sneak in and wait till we were all asleep and fill the stocking at the bottom of our bed. But one of my brothers, they'd go in lots of times and his eyes were still open. It's like, he's not asleep yet. And they'd come back even later. He's not asleep yet. Anyway, they realised after a certain amount of time that he just sleeps with half an eye open. He was asleep all the time.
I'm not too sure that's humanly possible.
Apparently it is.
Oh. But anyway, I would eventually nod off to sleep. And my mum must have stayed up all night waiting for me to fall asleep. But then you weren't allowed to get up until it was sort of dawn.
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 What you like?
And so it's still pitch black at 8 o'clock in the morning. By this stage now, it's 5:30. It's like, has he been? Has he? And then you'd lift your foot at the bottom of the bed. Sorry, you can't see. My foot's twitching now. And you there's weight. Because I've got me tangerine and me walnut and me torch and me annual at the bottom of the bed. Like, he's been! But you weren't allowed to get out of bed. You weren't allowed to get up. But what I was allowed to do was take me tangerine, me walnut and me torch and me annual, then go under the bedclothes and make it like a den. You puff everything up because we had blankets, not like a quilt back then. And you then spend the next hour until first light started to twinkle, reading your annual, wondering what you're going to do with a walnut in a shell. I've got no idea where that came about. And then very slowly making you 1 or 2 tangerines last a couple of hours, literally one section every 5 or 10 minutes. And then you look at it, is it like, yeah, can I go downstairs? Can I go down? Has he been? And you were really excited.
We used to do the stocking thing, but we were given, because we had cousins in Canada, they used to send a box of apples over every Christmas. So it'd be like an apple from Canada.
A box of apples?
Yeah, there was a thing. Every year, we used to send over a box of apples.
Wasn't a thing where we were.
We used to get an orange, which was a real treat back in those days.
Was it a Jaffa?
Probably. But I can't remember what else was in it. It's just like little knick-knack things. But,
yeah. But we were happy. You were happy.
It was always very exciting.
I can remember my dad had handmade me a fort out of old bits of wood and hand painted it. But, you have little plastic soldiers. And you had your imagination. You used your imagination. No, nothing electrics. But the biggest disaster on Christmas Day was getting a toy, especially a torch.
Oh, I know what you're going to say.
I can hear that alarm. We've got to go. Back explain what that was about. But it's
a mystery. It's just one of those mysteries.
But you witnessed it.
But it is. Now you believe me. It's nothing to do with me. Anyway.
It might be. Right, well, yeah, so the biggest disaster on Christmas Day.
You open up your present, and you're all excited, and then you realise, disaster.
No batteries.
No batteries. It's Christmas Day, everything's closed, what are you going to do?
So fortunately, most toys didn't have batteries. So do you remember them little projectors? Like little slides in it, you used to point up to the star and... No, was it a kaleidoscope? Do you remember kaleidoscopes and things like that, wasn't it?
I used to love them. I think I might have got a kaleidoscope in my stocking one year. Yeah.
I should have got you a kaleidoscope this year, shouldn't I?
I love kaleidoscopes.
I'll get one next year. But the biggest disaster was batteries. But our little corner shop, Butterworth's, would be open Christmas morning for 2 hours, pure and simply, for batteries. Because back then, batteries were they were all ever-ready batteries, weren't they?
And the massive, big, chunky D ones. Do you remember the massive, big batteries?
Yeah. It was a disaster if you had something on Christmas Day that, especially if it's like a light or a torch or a little projector, little kiddie's projector, and you didn't have any if you didn't have any batteries, and if you were really posh, you got a new bike, but you had your bike lights, and you didn't have any batteries for your bike lights, so you couldn't go riding your bike at night.
We couldn't afford new bikes in our house. My granddad used to get bits of old bikes and make bikes for us because we couldn't afford bikes.
Oh, that's
not new ones.
My dad had old bits of wood, made me a wooden fort and things like that. We still had some things in our garden that my dad made, to be honest. I can't remember what happened to them. I think they just rotted away. Right, anyway, we're going to go over and we're going to go and prep up some stuff that we need to prep. I'm going to need to tidy the kitchen. Sandy's going to do some vacuuming. I think we might get a takeaway for tea tonight. But we need your help. We need to go and unpack the bags that we just bought and highlight some things that we've been buying. But we need your help. Please hang around. We need some help. We need help, don't we? We definitely need some help. Right. So, as this is going to be almost certainly our last New Year in Manchester, I thought we would do something different. So, as we know, it's okay. But as we know, this house has got many, many, many memories. And one of the memories that I've also got from here is we used to have New Year's Eve parties here with the neighbours used to come round. So Joyce and John next door, Mary next door, I can't remember her husband now, Colin. Anyway, they used to all come round. So like in 1971, it was like a real big thing to have a New Year's Eve party and stuff like that. But the best thing that they used to do, they used to have like a buffet. It was mainly cold food. So this is where we need your help. So I'm not sure whether we're going to go out on New Year's Eve or maybe not, or maybe New Year's Eve or New Year's Eve. We're going to recreate a 1970s buffet. And it's going to be mainly lots of things like go on cocktail sticks. So,
Ooh, I've just remembered something.
hang on a minute. Look. I've got some R White's lemonade. I'm a secret lemonade drinker. R White's. I'm a secret lemonade drinker. R White's. Hey. Right. So, what have you just remembered?
I
just had a moment.
The little frilly dishes that you put jelly in.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember? I've forgotten all about them.
All about those. So yeah. So we're just move aside 1 second. So we're just creating a little. Right. That'll do. Don't do it back. So we're creating our own little pantry for our little buffet. And back in the 1970s, when you had a little party, lots of things ended up on cocktail sticks. And you used to have a big potato with a tin foil on it with cocktail sticks and you're placing things on. So if you've got any idea for any party foods that we can have or we can get hold of, let us know down there below. What I might do for dinner, Sandra. Can you still get Vesta curries or a Vesta chow mein with them crispy things? You've no idea how much I love you. I'm going to be so kind to you. Or for the rest of this year, I'm going to be the best husband of your life.
I'm just a bit worried, like, who's going to eat all this stuff?
We are. I'm going to
far too much.
I'm going to treat you like you were the Queen in 1971 because you're the best wife of my life.
I think you should actually invite people around.
No, I'm not doing that. Thinking weirdos. We might be going out on New Year's Eve. I'm not sure what we're going to do yet. But we need some help. So we've started to create a list, haven't we? So if you can help us and you're able to comment below, what party foods can you remember? What party foods did you have in the 1970s? I need to find some baby sham, Sandra, some baby sham just for you because you got no idea. No idea how much I love you. I'm going to be so kind to you for the rest of this year, or for the whole of 2023. I'm going to be the best husband ever. You got no idea.
You're going to make me pay for it later, though, aren't you?
No. Right till the end of 2023, I'm going to be so kind. You're blessed. Say bye-bye.
Bye for now.